Retro Games new A500 Mini is finally in my hands, and I'm going to do a review of this new retro computer product. They've done some other things, the C64 Mini and the C64. Here's the user manual, and I'm really excited about sharing this. I did grow up experiencing the Amiga 500. My buddy had it, and I would go over there and play some games. As you can see here, it includes 25 classic Amiga games, as well as the ability to add additional games using the WHD load feature. I will show you that later in the video. So here's the box. This is tiny. This is smaller than the C64 Mini. I'm going to do a size comparison as well. Here is the user manual, and it's very helpful. I totally recommend looking at it, as you're going to get the most out of your A500 Mini by reviewing it, looking at it. Here's an unboxing. Really nice packaging as well. Man, look how small that thing is. It's tiny. And I really am happy to see the quality build that this is. It does not have a functional keyboard. You can add one, I do believe. And here it is. This is small for sure. A lot smaller than the original Amiga. I'm going to share that as well. 3 USB ports in the back, as well as an HDMI and power USB cable, all in beige. Here we go. There's also a mini guide inside. You can look at that. And below this, where the computer is the 2-button mouse and the awesome controller. They really did a good job with that. The mouse as well. Here's the mouse, and it has a nice feel to it. But I really do like the controller. We're flipping the mouse over. The one thing that was kind of bizarre to see was the beige HDMI cable. It just I don't know, it was kind of messing with my brain there. But here it is. Here's the USB cord for power. You have to include your own brick into a wall plug. So here's the controller. Really like the A500 controller, as it's kind of a nod to the CD32 controller. Here's a size comparison to the original Amiga 500. Look at that thing, huge. And here is the comparison, tiny. And I even have the original Amiga mouse and comparing it to the newer version. The newer version is smaller. As you can see, color is a little bit different as well. Could be age as well. But yes, wanted to show that. You know, Amiga stuff is pretty expensive. This might be a more affordable route. At $140, you can get it on Amazon. Here is that new controller. Compared it to the Amiga CD32 controller, which I have. As you can see, it's a little bit more compact, and it's heavier as well. This is how you hook up things. As you can see here, this is an early model, serial number 37. So you hook up the mouse like this in that first USB slot. Next up is the controller, but all the games I controlled today were using this, and it played pretty nice. Anyways, hook it up like so. The third spot is for your USB stick, where you're going to load your WHD load program and add additional games if you have them. There's the HDMI cable, as well as power. Again, you have to provide your own power brick. And so that's, you know, many products are doing that now. I don't know if I like that, but there you have it. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing up, and let's take a look and share with you my experiences showing several games. So this is it, loading up for the first time. I'm going to do my best sharing many games, not all of them, but most of them. First, you choose your language. Lots of cool features. Again, this is emulating Amiga 500, 600, and 1200. It does recommend to enable the 50 Hertz output, as many of the games included. That's the proper output. So I'm going to choose that. The A500 Mini includes some modern day features. It's cool. It shows control options for each game, as well as save slots for each game. That's great, and you're going to need it. Some of these games are difficult. Several different display options. You can do fixed, moderate, or screen fit is which I'm going to choose. There's also CRT and image smoothing options. I'll show that on one game, but for the most part, I'm going to keep that off, as it looks cleaner and better for this captured video, but it's cool. You can have an old school computer look if you wish. Nice that they include that. There isn't any firmware updates for this yet, I do believe, but that will be updated and added soon. All right, here are the games included, and I love the layout they've done. They show a description, how to control the game, if it's single player or multiplayer functions, and there's different ways of sorting and organizing these. You can do it alphabetical, by company. I really like that. And so there's a nice mix here of different games. I'm going to share several games and gameplay, ones that I was kind of drawn to. I'm not going to play them all, but I'm going to play many of them, over half. And so for sure, there are many Amiga classic games here. You are going to have games that you remember and want to play. And you know, if it's not on here, as I've mentioned before, it is easy to add games, and I will do my best to show that and how to do it. And so as you can see here, several from Team 17 as well as some other companies. There's many that I remember playing. Speedball 2, Brutal Deluxe, nice to see that here. Stunt Car Racer for sure was a game I played back in the day. But you know, there's so many games on Amiga over its long lifespan that, you know, they did a good job at trying to cover it as best as possible. First up is Alien Breed 3D, and this is kind of a Doom style game. It's got great graphics. It showed the capabilities of what the Amiga could do, and it's really nice to see that as one of the 25 games. I think there's going to be many people happy to see this, as I thought it was pretty well done, especially for a 90s game on the Amiga. I didn't grow up playing this, but I know there's fans out there. Then there's Alien Breed 92 Special Edition, and this is a different game. It's a top-down shooter. These both were done by Team 17, by the way. And this includes many different levels. It's kind of a maze-style level where you're fighting off hordes of aliens. And this is a classic for some. Another game I didn't grow up with. Then there's All-Terrain Racing. This one kind of combines a little bit of kind of an RC Pro-Am, kind of isometric top-down racer. Really like it. It has colorful graphics, and one that again, this is the first time for me playing this one as well. You know, for me, I had lots of different Amiga games I experienced at my buddy's house. But for a few of these, this is the first time I've played them. So this might be a game you grew up with. What I like is the variety of games that are offered of the 25 games included. And if you don't like a game that's included, it's easy to add additional games, and I'm going to show that in a bit. Next up is a classic, and that's Another World. This was on several different consoles, but it was mind-blowing back in the day. The intro itself is totally worth watching it. It's a very difficult game, but and there is different codes to get to different levels. I'm just showing you the intro here, but fantastic animation and as well as gameplay. This is by far one of the best games included, and I'm so glad. Cadaver is another game that it was new to me, experiencing this for the first time, and I'm going to share it using the CRT filters, and it looks like an old school computer game. Really like this. Multiple different levels, isometric kind of puzzle adventure game. A neat one, and for the first time for me playing it. So it was kind of nice to go back and experience some of the classic Amiga games that I've never played before. But, you know, you're going to have your favorites that you grew up with, and what's cool is that you can add them. Now, the Chaos engine is one I have experienced, and this is absolutely fantastic. There are some console versions of this game called Soldiers of Fortune, but the Amiga one is excellent. Great two-player game to check out as well, and you can play with the computer controlling the second player. Just love this. I love this game. Of the games they included, this is probably in my top 5 for sure. So maybe sports is your thing. Well, you got Kickoff 2, and this is a fun little arcade-style soccer game with lots of fun little options that you can mess around with. I found myself enjoying this one, as these are the type of sports games that I enjoy playing, kind of arcade style pick up and play, and it's really fast. This next game might be my favorite of the included games, and that's Pinball Dreams. I've been in kind of a pinball kick. It includes 4 boards, and this is absolutely fantastic. The controller that comes included with the A500 Mini is perfect for this game. I found myself going back and playing this. Excellent control, and if you are a video game pinball fan, you are going to love this. I absolutely loved it and kept going back to that. Project X Special Edition 93 is a horizontal shooter. It's got some Gradius style options here, and this is pretty good for a horizontal shooter. This one has got some great gameplay. I didn't play it too much. Definitely want to go back and play this more, but what I played so far, not a bad game. And again, it shows the variety of games that were available on the Amiga. This is Quak. Quak is a little puzzle platformer here. Another Team 17 classic, and very colorful and fun to play. You know, puzzle action games like this are great to check out, and I found myself really enjoying the control. That controller that comes with this package is excellent. I really have to say I commend them for, you know, there's so many times to get the controller wrong. They did a great job. Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe, another classic that many people grew up, and it plays excellent. And I have to say, you know, the choice of games that they included with this bundle is awesome. Also, there's a virtual keyboard for those games that need that function. You press menu and you can get right into the virtual keyboard if you need to use that to progress in a game. There's Stunt Car Racer, another classic. Now, I remember growing up with this. This is a fantastic game, and you know, that early 3D racing game, but I really enjoyed playing this, and I know there's many people that grew up with this one, as you know, it's pretty amazing, and it really demonstrated the power of the Amiga back in the day for sure. And another one in my top 5. I'd probably put this in my top 5 as well, but we're going to talk about top 5. We got to talk about Worms, the director's cut. And this one, for many people probably out there, is going to be one they're going to be playing quite a bit. And, you know, the Amiga version of Worms is one of the best. And you know, it's got all the fun multiplayer options that Worms had back in the day. Simply amazing. The fact that they included that as one of the 25, I think for many people, it's going to be the #1 pick for games that you're going to check out. Then you got classics such as Zool. Now, I played the Genesis version more than the Amiga version, but for many people out there, maybe you grew up with the original Zool and played the original Amiga version. Well, it's here. It's not bad. I do prefer the Genesis version, but it's nice to go back and play the original Amiga one, as I don't have a lot of experience playing this. And, you know, I think for some people, they're going to be really happy. It's a decent platformer. Not my favorite platformer, but for sure a nice pick. Now, what you do is you have to format your USB stick and include WHD download. Read page 17 and 18 of your user manual. You hit the search function. Once WHD download is on your USB stick, plug it into your computer, search, and that's how you download additional games. Keep them zipped and make sure they're in the LHA file extension format. Take the USB stick, plug it into your A500 Mini. Then you go to USB Media Access, and if done right, you should see your games in the LHA file format there. And then you just hit it, and there you go, and go right into the game where your game is located on your USB stick, if done right. Again, page 17 and 18 of your user manual talks more about this process. Now, it does say that you have to have legal copies of these games to use this feature, and I know that's a legality. They have to include that. But here it is, and they appear to be playing great. As for music environment alone, Shadow the Beast is probably my favorite Amiga game to go back and experience. I know it's a difficult game, but so many positive memories. Turrican II, another favorite of mine. Had to check it out. I know many people remember playing this, and it's great. Plays great. Just another, to me, top shelf Amiga game that you need to check out for sure. So in the comments below, what is the Amiga games you remember playing? What did you think of this? Is this something you're interested in? Go to Amazon and you can pre-order it. It's going to be available at the end of May. There'll be links below as well. 140 bucks. And if you're new to my channel and like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. I want to thank everybody for coming and watching this video. This is the Immortal John Hancock. You have a good day.